Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Karyn by Dietz dedication event. This is USA Hockey's 4th annual Hockey Weekend across America, which includes a day of celebrating our hometown heroes. Let me introduce you first to our River Falls hometown hero, Karyn by Dietz. Okay, she'll be back. Okay, the guest speakers for today's event include myself, Tom McGill. I'm the Vice President of the River Falls Hockey Association. I'll be discussing Karyn's hockey biography. Next will be her brother, Chris, who will be discussing family and Olympic memories. Following Chris will be Mike Cayley, our River Falls Hockey Association President and also a former youth teammate, who will be discussing some of her USA Hockey accomplishments. Then we have our Honorable River Falls Mayor, Don Richards, also one of Karyn's former teachers, delivering a proclamation. And finally, Karyn will unveil the display case behind me that includes some of her important hockey memorabilia. Now, most of today's youth probably aren't aware of our honored guest achievements that happened 9 and 13 years ago because they weren't involved with hockey at that time. So let me start first with a reintroduction of her distinguished hockey career. Karyn began skating at age 4 and playing hockey at age 7. We've got some of the pictures over here on the wall that you're welcome to look at afterwards. Her older brother Chris was sick one night and couldn't go to hockey practice, so Karyn's dad dressed Karyn up in his hockey equipment to try and fool the guys. Back then there were no girls teams, so she played on boys teams under the name KL By, so they didn't realize that there was a girl on the roster. When she was 8 years old, she watched the 1980 men's Olympic hockey team, the Miracle on Ice, win the gold medal. At that point, Karyn knew she wanted to be an Olympian and even wrote to the Olympic Committee asking for women's hockey. Karyn played on boys teams all the way through her River Falls career, up to and including high school. In college, she played for the University of New Hampshire Wildcats. She must like the name Wildcat here, I think. First time she's ever played on an all-women's hockey team. During 4 years of college, she scored 164 points in 87 games. She was named Rookie of the Year and went on to all-conference honors in her sophomore, junior, and senior years. In fact, the University of New Hampshire's Women's Hockey MVP Award is named after her. She also earned a bachelor's degree while at the university. She also played for Concordia University in Montreal, helping the Stingers to a school record 33-game unbeaten streak, and was named the team's most valuable player. While there, she also earned a graduate degree in college. For USA Hockey, she joined the U.S. national team in 1992. Karyn and her team captured a medal in all 10 of her international ice hockey competitions, as well as earning all tournament honors, outstanding performance awards, and being a leading scorer on the U.S. women's team. She ranks 3rd in USA Hockey history with 51 points in 30 international games. Overall for USA Hockey, she competed in 175 games, scoring 229 points to rank 5th today on the all-time scoring list. For the Olympics, Karyn By was a dominating player in 2 Olympic Winter Games for the U.S. women's ice hockey team. As alternate captain in the 1998 Olympics in Nagano, Japan, she helped lead her country to the first gold medal ever presented for women's hockey by scoring 5 goals and 3 assists. This team of pioneers helped pave the way for women's hockey to grow in this country. She also played on the U.S. team that won the silver medal in the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, Utah, this time scoring 3 goals and 3 assists. Karyn and her teammates were featured on a Wheaties cereal box that year, or in 1998. As for awards and honors, she was the USA Hockey Women's Player of the Year for the whole country twice, in 1995 and 1998, and she's been inducted into 4 Halls of Fame. The University of New Hampshire, the Concordia University. As a member of the 1998 U.S. Olympic team, they went in together in the class of 2009, and we just found out that she was selected for the International Ice Hockey Federation Hall of Fame, with the induction happening later this year. With all the incredible accomplishments, opportunities that Karyn has earned in becoming a role model to a new generation, she also realizes the importance of giving back to the community. These are just a few of the examples. After the '98 Olympics, she donated autographed hockey sticks to all members of our Youth Hockey Association. Also goalie equipment to the goalies. She also donated hockey equipment to the Adams program. She's visited all of the local River Falls schools and shared her Olympic story. She organized a Karyn by Habitat for Humanity golf event, which raised a total of $50,000. She specializes in motivational speaking at schools, banquets, and end-of-year programs. Some of the speaking engagements include doing career choices for middle school and high school girls, church, father-daughter, halfway house, hockey banquets, and she's also visited at least 10 of the surrounding communities and given her motivational speaking to some of the western Wisconsin schools. She's showing up at team practices that I swear were more attended in those practices that she was leading than we do for games. She's showing up for some of our youth hockey tournaments and bringing her gold and silver medal and going into the locker rooms with home and visiting teams. Memorable events for those kids. She also runs gold medal hockey camp during the summer. So given all that she's accomplished in hockey and her responsible community service, we are very proud to honor our River Falls native, Karyn By, with this dedication event today. Okay. Our next speaker is Karyn's brother, Chris, who I guess if he didn't get sick one time ago, we might not be celebrating this day today.
Talk briefly about growing up with Karyn and share some stories. I admit it's a bit surreal reliving her past and in hockey. It was actually 13 years ago today, I think, that they won the gold medal in '98. Is it today or tomorrow? It's right around this time. Was it earlier? We're about 17, 13 years ago, and about 9 years ago since Salt Lake Olympics. The challenge is, what can I say that hasn't already been said, or what story can I share that hasn't already been told? So I'm going to try to give maybe a different perspective on where we are today and why we're here talking about Karyn. The memory that stands out is when the final buzzer rang in Salt Lake City 9 years ago, and she left the ice, she went to the locker room, and after she left the locker room, she kind of went through the press, and eventually she met the entire family out in the parking lot, not unlike a mite tournament when you meet your family out in the lobby. It was very obvious at that point that a page had turned. She had kind of left behind the hockey career that she'd spent so long working on, and it was time for a new page. It was like her life was going to begin again, and where she was a hockey player, the next page in her life was going to be being a wife and a mom to Cal, and to her two really, really, really rotten kids, Tatum, and Brody's right there. I think what makes Karyn unique is that she didn't decide to play hockey. She didn't decide to be a wife and a mom. It's actually who she is. When she decides to do something, it's actually embodied within her. And I think that's what makes her truly authentic and actually very, very honest about who she is. When Karyn started hockey, this is kind of a walk to the past, 8-track tapes were all the rage. Probably like 76, it was a long time ago. Apple Computer was not even an idea in a garage, or it maybe had been. Pong was a big video game, and tea parties were actually tea parties where you drank tea. It was a long time ago. Karyn never really decided to play hockey. It's just something she was going to do. It wasn't even a conscious decision. If anyone in our family said, "Karyn, do you want to skate?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Karyn would just skate. She just did it. We said, "Karyn, do you really want to play hockey?" She would just do it. She didn't have to answer it. If we said, "Karyn, do you really want to play on the boys' high school team?" She didn't have to answer it. She just did it. It's part of who she is. Of course, if we would have asked her, the answer would have been, of course. I still remember vividly when Karyn got the letter back from the Olympic Committee that Tom referenced. And I mean, you know, this was a long wait to get this letter back that she had written in her hand at like 9 or 10 years old on her own stationery, asking if there was ever going to be women's hockey in the Olympics. And I wish we had a tape recorder of our response, because when she opened it, I still remember looking at it, and there could have been this loud, "You've got to be kidding me," because they referred to, yes, women's field hockey is in the Olympics. They never even addressed ice hockey. Certainly we were a bit frustrated with that. But when she wrote to the Olympic Committee, she didn't ask, "Hey, can I play in the Olympics and win a gold medal?" She asked, "Can I get the opportunity just to play it?" That's all she wanted, an opportunity just to actually play it. And although she had tons of success scoring goals, playing games, and the whole thing, if you ask Karyn what she enjoyed doing, it's not about winning or losing, it's just about actually playing hockey, whether it was ruining our basement, playing floor hockey in our driveway, on the outdoor rink, or just playing hockey in front of thousands of people. For her, it's all the same. She just wanted to play. I think more importantly, and maybe the longer reaching realization of Karyn's dream to play in the Olympics, is what we're seeing in River Falls right now. We have the Fusion, who is making their own dynasty. They have a big game Tuesday night at 7, so be here. And the River Falls Falcons women's team is ranked #1 in the nation. And it's just, this has become a hotbed. And if you know where women's hockey is coming, in the 13 years since the '98 Olympics, it's pretty amazing. You know, now girls everywhere, if you say you want to play hockey, we don't need to put a different name on the back of the jersey. And when you ask them if you play hockey, you can actually admit you play hockey without people saying girls don't play hockey and kind of scrunching up their nose at it. The years of our childhood are rapidly accelerating, faster and faster into the past. Looking back on our playing days and seeing the girls play hockey like they are now, and the fun they can have simply on the ice at the rink, I think the real message today is what we're seeing going forward. Today we're recognizing Karyn's past, but I think it's much more about honoring the future and all the fun that simply can be had playing hockey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Mike Haley. I had the privilege to play with Karyn when we were probably 8, 10, 12 years old, and now I'm the association board president here in River Falls. So I was always concerned when Karyn and I parted ways as teammates, maybe back in Pee-wees, that she would have the fundamental building blocks to be successful in hockey, which I certainly take great opinion for helping her with that. And obviously with her great success, she's gotten that. So I always see Karyn in the news and I feel like I'm helped her along that way. But when Tom put together this agenda, and I knew I was going to be speaking for Karyn, I just reflected back on all the little kid memories that we had. And I got to go to high school with Karyn and watch Karyn's success through her brother Chris. And there was always a couple things that came up, and the first part of that was her tremendous work ethic. Karyn was always putting in the time. They had their rink out at their house. In practice, she was always the first one there, last one to leave, always worked very, very hard. My brother was up at the Bay Cabin many, many years ago for a weekend of water skiing, and Karyn was running sprints with a parachute attached to her back, prepping for the Olympics. So, the second thing I always recognize with Karyn is her great attitude. All growing up as a teammate, in and out of the locker room, on and off the ice, she's always been a wonderful, wonderful person. You know, Karyn played numerous sports. Her tennis coach of 4 years is here, and I'm sure Lee Lewick would attest to her wonderful attitude. Every time you ever hear about Karyn Bay, it's positive. And the last thing I always think about Karyn is her infectious smile. Ever since we were 8, 10, high school, college, and draping the flag over her back, she always had this great, great smile across her face, except for the one picture that Karen Fry dug up in high school. That one, she doesn't look very happy. She must have got in trouble that night. So with these aspects and characteristics, it's what I try to teach my 3 children. You know, my kids in my classroom, I'm a teacher of 13 years. In the 20 years that I've been coaching, those are what I'm trying to teach our kids. Mites, we have 2 rules. How many Mite kids are here? What are our 2 rules?
Skate hard and have fun.
There it is. So, with that being said, we have a letter here from one of the USA Hockey executives, Mr. Dan Ogren is his name. This was written on February 19th on the behalf of Karyn. It says, to the River Falls Youth Hockey Association and Friends of Hockey, Karyn Bay Dietz is a remarkable person After almost a decade away from the game, it is appropriate that she is finally being recognized and honored for her spectacular playing career with her upcoming May introduction into the IIHF Hall of Fame, International Ice Hockey Hall of Fame. Statistics tell only part of her story, but an impressive part. 10 gold medal game appearances in as many IIHF or Olympic championships, in which she scored an impressive 84 points in just 51 games. Twice named the USA Hockey Women's Player of the Year, versatile enough to be as able up front as she was in the blue line. Karyn was simply one of the most determined players to ever wear the USA uniform. She captained her very first 2 U.S. Olympic women's ice hockey teams in 1998, winning a gold medal, and in 2002 a silver. All of the teams of which she played were infused with her positive spirit and example of relentless effort. She was, in every sense, a true leader who other players willingly and successfully followed. She was and is a person you can believe in. It is fitting that Karyn Bai is being honored by her hometown, River Falls, Wisconsin. As we celebrate Hockey Weekend across America this year, she has been a vital part of helping to shape the game of ice hockey in this country, all around the world, and bringing it to a level where its prominence is enjoyed today. On behalf of the entire USA Hockey family, we join in you in saluting Karyn Bai as one of the true hockey hometown heroes. And this is by Dan Ogren. So Karyn, I'm absolutely honored. Thank you much.
Thank you.
If you're going to be a teacher, this is the kind of a kid you want in your class, right here. I mean, it's what every single teacher, if you had to come down an ideal list of what you want, she is it. Assignments, they were always done, and done not just to get them done, but done well. Contributions to class, many and good. She always came into the room smiling, upbeat, friendly. It was a pleasure to have her there. She was never earned less than an A in anything that she did, and that included the citizenship grade. We gave citizenship grades then. And then, of course, along that line, she got the American Legion Auxiliary Citizenship and WIAA Scholarship Athlete Award as a senior. She was a Badger Girls State representative from our school when she was a junior. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't know that is probably her greatest attribute. She can really ride a donkey and play basketball. I guarantee you. I have a proclamation that was read before the City Council meeting a few days ago. Whereas the River Falls Youth Hockey Association is holding a dedication to Karyn Bai Dietz in the River Falls Hockey Arena on February 19, 2011, and whereas USA Hockey is promoting that weekend as Hockey Weekend Across America, and whereas one of the USA Hockey themes is celebrating hometown hockey heroes, and whereas Karyn Bai Dietz eminently qualifies as a hometown hockey hero, now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Don Richards, on behalf of the City of River Falls, do hereby declare Saturday, February 19, 2011, to be Karyn Bai Dietz Day in the City of River Falls.
Can you share with the audience here and tell us what we've got in there?
These are the 2 jerseys that I wore in the Olympics. One was worn in the 1998 Olympics, and one was worn in the 2002 Olympics. The famous Wheatie box picture, and this was kind of a famous picture that was taken right after we won. And the funny story behind that is my parents flew home from the Olympics over in Japan, and my dad was sitting there and he saw a gentleman sitting in front of him with a New York Times newspaper, and he saw my picture there. So this was a picture that kind of got placed around all the different newspapers. Crash in the Net was a book written by Mary Turco, and there's a chapter in there. They picked about 6 of us, and we each got to kind of write a chapter, or they wrote a chapter about us, and the letter that Dave Ogren sent from USA Hockey. So this is truly amazing. I am overwhelmed right now to be standing up here. I gotta thank you for Tom for everything he's done. As a kid, when I was dreaming of winning an Olympic gold medal, I mean, the dream started where you dream about going to the Olympics, you dream about, you know, scoring that game-winning goal, you dream about being up on the podium and having that gold medal put around your neck, and that's kind of where the dream ended. You didn't dream about coming home to your hometown and having them have a parade for you. You didn't dream about having your team being inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. And by all means, I never even crossed my mind that I would be inducted into the International Ice Hockey Federation. And that phone call that came back in December really caught me off guard. The president from the International Ice Hockey Federation called me from Moscow and said, "Congratulations, you're being inducted." And the tournament will be taking place in Slovakia in May. And the fact that they're flying our entire family over there for this is, I'm truly blessed. I can't thank them enough for doing that. We're very excited for that to take place. But to be standing here in front of you today, to have the Fusion, you know, you guys rock. I know Chris talked about you guys having a great season. To have the River Falls College team, they're undefeated, ranked #1. They're doing so well. You know, the youth hockey program, this Mike tournament, it's just amazing. And again, I want to thank Tom. I want to thank Karyn Fry. You don't have to come look at some of these pictures up here. In fact, some of you that are here, I probably don't want you to look at some of these pictures that are up here. But I know you guys put a lot of work. Chris, I stopped by the house, was it last week, and he was acting a little weird, and he didn't want me coming in there because he was digging up some pictures for this. So I find that out, and so I want to thank Mike, DR, obviously for everything here. And it is unusual to have, you know, Chris talked about the different chapters in my life, and right now I look around and I see high school friends that showed up. There's that chapter. I see people that I played hockey with. There's that chapter. I see the youth of these kids that I coach right now, from my son to Mitch and Davis and these guys that I coach, to my friends in Hudson who tried to be so sneaky and show up here today and keep it a big secret. To have all of you guys here really does mean a lot to me. And then obviously my mom flew in early. She's been down in Florida, so she flew in and surprised me. And then to have my husband and my kids here, my family, the support they've given me throughout the years has been tremendous. And I can't thank River Falls enough. This truly is a great event, and I'm very blessed to have something like this here. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Let's find a good spot to do it. How about right there? That looks like a good spot. Thanks so much.
Oh, that's fine.
There you are. How's that? Is that good?
Are they heavy?
Are they heavy? Yeah, this one weighs 19 ounces, and this one weighs 10 ounces. People in front, yeah, go down on your knees. Go down on your knees. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, now we got it together. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay. Get it?
Yeah.
It's a whole day out here. Yeah, it must fly things in my eyes. I don't know. Yeah, these are classics.